नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। एक और प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
The Supreme Consciousness, Ishvara, is similar to the living entity in this way. Both the consciousness of the Lord and that of the living entity are transcendental. It is not that consciousness is generated by the association of matter. That is a mistaken idea. The theory that consciousness develops under certain circumstances of material combination is not accepted in Bhagavad Gita. Consciousness may be pervertedly reflected by the covering of material circumstances, just as light reflected through covered glass may appear to be a certain color, but the consciousness of the Lord is not materially affected. Lord Krishna says, Mayadhyakshena Prakritihi. When he descends in the material universe, his consciousness is not materially affected. If he were so affected, he would be unfit to speak on transcendental matters as he does in the Bhagavad Gita. One cannot say anything about the transcendental world without being free from materially contaminated consciousness. So, the Lord is not materially contaminated. Our consciousness at the present moment, however, is materially contaminated. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that we have to purify this materially contaminated consciousness. In pure consciousness, our actions will be devoted to the will of the Ishvara, and that will make us happy. It is not that we have to cease all activities. Rather, our activities are to be purified, and purified activities are called bhakti. Activities in bhakti appear to be like ordinary activities, but they are not contaminated. An ignorant person may see that a devotee is acting or working in an ordinary manner, but such a person with a poor fund of knowledge does not know that the activities of the devotee or of the Lord are not contaminated by impure consciousness or matter. They are transcendental to the three modes of nature. We should know, however, that at this point our consciousness is contaminated. When we are materially contaminated, we are called conditioned. False consciousness is exhibited under the impression that I am a product of material nature. This is called false ego. One who is absorbed in the thought of bodily conceptions cannot understand his situation. Bhagavad Gita was spoken to liberate from one from the bodily conception of life, and Arjuna put himself in this position in order to receive this information from the Lord. One must become free from the bodily conception of life. That is the preliminary activity for the transcendentalist. One who wants to become free, who wants to become liberated, must first of all learn that he is not this material body. Mukti or liberation means freedom from material consciousness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, the definition of the liberation is given. Mukti hitvanyata rupam swarupena vyavasthitihi. Mukti means liberation from the contaminated consciousness of this material world. And situation is pure consciousness. All the instructions of Bhagavad Gita are intended to awaken this pure consciousness. And therefore, we find at the last stage of the Gita's instructions that Krishna is asking Arjuna whether he is now in purified consciousness. Purified consciousness means acting in accordance with the instructions of the Lord. This is the wholesome and substance of purified consciousness. Consciousness is already there because we are part and parcel of the Lord. But for us, there is the affinity of being affected by the inferior modes. But the Lord, being the Supreme, he is never affected. That is the difference between the Supreme Lord and the small individual souls. What is this consciousness? This consciousness is I am. Then what am I? In contaminated consciousness, I am means I am the Lord of all I survey. I am the enjoyer. The world revolves because every living being thinks that he is the Lord and creator of the material world. Creator of the material world. Material consciousness has two psychic divisions. One is that I am the creator, and the other is that I am the enjoyer. But actually, the Supreme Lord is both the creator and the enjoyer. And the living entity, being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is neither the creator nor the enjoyer, but a cooperator. He is the created and the enjoyed. For instance, a part of a mission cooperates with the whole mission. A part of the mission. For instance, a part of a machine cooperates with the whole machine. A part of the body cooperates with the whole body. The hands, legs, eyes, and so on are all parts of the body, but they are not actually the enjoyers. The stomach is the enjoyer. The legs move, the hands supply food, the teeth chew, and all parts of the body are engaged in satisfying the stomach because the stomach is the principal factor that nourishes the body's organization. Therefore, everything is given to the stomach. One nourishes the tree by watering its root, and one nourishes the body by feeding the stomach. For if the body is to be kept in a healthy state, then the parts of the body must cooperate to feed the stomach. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the enjoyer and the creator, and we, as subordinate living beings, are meant to cooperate to satisfy him. This cooperation will actually help us, just as food taken by the stomach will help all other parts of the body. If the fingers of the hand think that they should take the food themselves instead of giving it to the stomach, then they will frustrated. The central figure of creation and of enjoyment is the Supreme Lord, and the living entities are cooperators. By cooperation, they enjoy. The relation is also like that of the master and the servant. If the master is fully satisfied, then the servant is satisfied. Similarly, the Supreme Lord should be satisfied, although the tendency to become the creator and the tendency to enjoy the material world are there also in the living entities, because these tendencies are there in the Supreme Lord who has created the manifested cosmic world.
Hare Krishna, Nikhilesh Prabhu, are you in a position to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. No, Prabhu, I'm not in a position to read.
Okay, I'll continue. Okay, continue.
We shall find, therefore, in this Bhagavad Gita that the complete whole is comprised of the supreme controller, the controlled living entities, the cosmic manifestation, eternal time, and karma are activities, and all of these are explained in this text. All of these taken completely from the complete whole, and the complete whole is called the supreme absolute truth. The complete whole and the complete absolute truth are the complete personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. It is also explained in the Gita that impersonal Brahman is also subordinate to the complete supreme person. Brahmano hi pratistaham. Brahman is more explicitly explained in the Brahma Sutra to be like the rays of the sunshine. The impersonal Brahman is the shining rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Impersonal Brahman is the complete.
It's incomplete.
Impersonal Brahman is incomplete realization of the absolute whole, and so also is the conception of the Paramatma. In the 15th chapter, it shall be seen that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottama, is above both impersonal Brahman and the partial realization of Paramatma. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Satchidananda Vigraha. The Brahma Samhita begins in this way: Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Govinda, Krishna, is the cause of all causes. He is the primeval cause, and he is the very form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Impersonal Brahman realization is the realization of his Sat, eternity feature. Paramatma realization is the realization of Satchit, eternal knowledge. But realization of the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is realization of all the transcendental features, Sat, Chit, and Ananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss, in complete Vigraha form. People with less intelligence consider the supreme truth to be impersonal, but he is a transcendental person, and this is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. As we are all individual living beings and have our individuality, the supreme absolute truth is also in the ultimate issue, a person, and realization of the personality of Godhead is realization of all of the transcendental features in his complete form. The complete whole is not formless. If he is formless, or if he is less than any other thing, then he cannot be the complete whole. The complete whole must have everything within our experience and beyond our experience, otherwise it cannot be complete. The complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potencies, Parashya, Shaktir, Vividaiva Shruyate. How Krishna is acting in different potencies is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. This phenomenal world or material world is which we are placed is also complete in itself, because the 24 elements of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation. According to Sankhya philosophy, the are completely adjusted to produce complete resources which are necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. There is nothing extraneous, nor is there anything needed. This manifestation has its own time fixed by the energy of the supreme whole. And when its time is complete, these temporary manifestations will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete. There is complete facility for the small complete units, namely the living entities, to realize the complete, and all sorts of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete. So, Bhagavad Gita contains the complete knowledge of Vedic wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, so we will stop here. Now, there are few important things. Okay, I want to show one verse from as a continuation from yesterday's discussion. Okay, this is Bhagavad Gita 16.23. It says, Shastra vidhim utsrajya vartate kamakarataha nasa siddhema vapnoti na sukham na param gatim. So Krishna is saying this. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains what? Neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. Okay, so we have to act. So Krishna is declaring here that whatever worship we perform, whatever sadhana we perform, it has to be as per the injunctions in the scriptures. So who discards, that means who neglects the scriptural injunctions and he acts according to his own whims. Okay, doing the arati or doing anything as per his own ways. If he tries to do that, he will not attain the perfection, neither he'll get any happiness, nor the supreme destination. So it is very important that we follow the scriptures. Okay, so that is one. Now, coming back to today's Bhagavad Gita, yeah. So what all we discussed today is we discussed about again Ishvara and Jiva. Ishvara is the supremely conscious, and whereas the Jiva is bodily conscious within this body only. And we also discussed that this Ishvara or this Prakriti, the material world, is the separated energy of Krishna. Okay. All right, then. Okay. Now, what is material consciousness? Can you give me the example or a definition? What is material consciousness?
Like this is mine, that is mine. Like
Okay.
let's say if you want to have a home or something, all are material consciousness.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, that means consciousness pertaining to
Something like on this in this planet, like
right. Consciousness pertaining to material world.
Mhm.
Okay. Pertaining to material world is material consciousness. Okay. And your own, and that consciousness only revolves around the material things. Okay, so it revolves around the material things only. My home, my kids, my everything related to me. Okay, around the material things. Now, what is contaminated consciousness? So there are two types of consciousness mentioned here. Okay, one is contaminated. Okay, the first one is contaminated consciousness. And the other one is what? Do you know? What's the second one?
Is it the pure consciousness? Like
Correct. You're right, Prabhu. It is pure consciousness. Now, what is contaminated consciousness?
Thinking like everything is mine instead of thinking like it is God's, like Krishna's.
Okay.
Like this is mine, that is mine, everything is mine. That is contaminated.
Okay. In contaminated consciousness, there are two things that happen. Okay. One. Where is this? Yeah. One is what is contaminated consciousness? I am the Lord of all that I survey. I am the Lord. Okay. And the second part of it is that I am the enjoyer. This is called contaminated consciousness. So, as in the introduction, Prabhupada is saying, the world revolves because every living being thinks that he is the Lord and creator of the material world. Okay, so in the material consciousness, or this contaminated consciousness is nothing but the same material consciousness, which is contaminated. So I am the Lord of all that I survey, or in other words, I am the creator. I am the creator and I am the enjoyer. These are the two divisions. But what is the reality? What is the reality is? What?
That everything belongs to Krishna. He's the enjoyer, not us.
Exactly. That means Supreme Lord is both the creator and the enjoyer. Okay, the Supreme Lord is both the creator and the enjoyer. But what are we then? If Supreme Lord is both the creator and enjoyer, what are we then? What are the living entities?
We are like part and parcel of Krishna.
Okay, then living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. Then
Yeah, and
what else?
servants of Krishna.
Part and parcels. Okay, we are part and parcels. That is okay. Servants. Okay, fine. And then we are actually, Prabhupada says that living entities are part and parcel, and we are actually cooperators. Okay, we are a cooperator.
What does that mean for you?
We cooperate.
Oh, okay. Cooperate. Okay.
Okay, we cooperate with the Supreme Lord. Now, you can cooperate in different ways. So if you get fully absorbed in Maya, that is also cooperation with the material world. That means with the you're cooperating to the Maya Shakti illusion. Okay, so this is what it means. Now here Prabhupada also tells, then 1 minute, let me just see what else is covered in this 4 pages. Okay, see, we are all in material consciousness right now. Okay, once we get purified, one minute. Yeah. So in pure consciousness, what will happen once your material consciousness is purified? What will happen?
We realize that we are not the creator or enjoyer. We realize that Krishna is supreme for everything.
Okay. Then what will be your activities?
Only praising Krishna and trying to try to preach about him.
Okay. So actually what I would say is, once you are purified, okay, all the actions in pure consciousness, all the actions are what, or will be
Part of Krishna.
dovetailed. Okay, they're dovetailed to the will of Ishvara, to the will of Krishna.
What does that mean, Prabhu?
Okay. You know what is the meaning of dovetail? I want to explain this. Today that is one topic also.
No, Prabhu. I don't know.
Okay. Dovetail means fix, of a fit. Okay, Prabhupada uses this word, one wonderful word. I love this word. Dovetail. Dovetail is basically the meaning of dovetail is to be fixed. Sorry, to be fit. That's what dovetail means. Now I will show you what actually dovetail. See, this is actually a word, no? You see this dove? Dove is all, I'm sharing my screen. You see the dove?
Yes,
The
Prabhu.
tail of the dove?
Mhm.
How it is? It is little bit triangular in shape. The tail of the dove. Did you observe the tail of the dove?
Yes, Prabhu.
Right? So you see, normally this is in the languages of the carpentry or in the wooden work. It is a fit called dovetail fit. So there will be two wooden blocks, like this, wooden planks, and each will have a cut like this. It's called a dovetail. You see, look at this, how the cut is. The cut looks like the tail of the dove. When you fix it or when you fit it together, it exactly fits in such a way that you don't need any nails. This is a dovetail fit. This is how it looks. All these are dovetail fits. Now, why we are using this dovetail here is because when like all our actions can be dovetailed to the will of Krishna. That means as per Krishna's instructions, whatever we do. Okay, suppose we sleep, we dream. When our consciousness get purified, we'll get dreams of Krishna, or dreams about our spiritual master Prabhupada. Even before purification, it will happen. You don't need to be completely purified. If you daily attend these classes, and before you sleep, you will, if you actually think or read a Krishna book. Anyway, Matajis are reading Krishna book. So if you think of all those, even in your dreams, you'll be thinking of the Lord. So the moment you think of the Lord, the moment you think of the pure Vaishnavas, what happens is you are getting purified even in your dream. Okay, so this in Kali Yuga, this is there. I'll show you 1 minute. What is there? 1 minute. This one. Oh, 1 minute. I will give me 1 moment. I'll pull out that verse. Okay. I think maybe by tomorrow I will show this. In Kali Yuga, we have one good relaxation. See, in the previous yugas, even if you think bad, okay, it will have an impact on you. You'll become sinful. by thinking of something illegal or which is bad. You don't have to perform it. By thinking, you'll incur sins. But in Kali Yuga, until and unless you perform a sinful action, the sin will not come to you. You need to perform. It is there in the first canto of the Bhagavatam. Then, but if you think of any good things about Supreme Lord, about Krishna or his devotees, you'll become purified. You don't even have to do it. Just thinking in your mind will purify you. It's so wonderful in Kali Yuga. So what I'm saying is, again, coming back to dovetail. So all your actions, whether you sleep, whether you act, suppose we all have to work, right? So when we work, when we give some part of the results of our work, what is the result of our work? Finally, what is the result?
We get paid, we get salary.
Right? Exactly. So when we give the results of our work to Krishna, we get purified. Or that means it is actually fixing, our actions can be dovetailed to the will of Supreme Lord. So what does Krishna say? Whatever you have, you offer the results. Krishna said that verse I will show you. Offer the results of your actions to me. In chapter 12, where does he say? Offer the fruits. Chapter. The 12th chapter. Okay, here it is. See, ataitadapi apyashaktosi kartum madyogamashridah sarva karma phalatyagam tada kuru yatatmavan. So Krishna is saying, if you're unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-situated. So you offer that results to Krishna. That means our whatever salary we get, some portion we donate. So that is why it is a must even in the church, to give some to donate to the church. Every family does it. Either you work for me, so Krishna says in the previous one, you work for me. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage, he says here. Next is, if you're not able to work for me in that consciousness, then try to give that fruits of that actions to me. So like that he says. Okay. Now, yeah, where did we go? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So we dovetail in the pure consciousness. Once material consciousness is purified, in pure consciousness, we dovetail. Our actions will be dovetailed to the will of Krishna. This is what will happen in pure consciousness. Everything, whether we sleep, whether we cook and eat, we'll take only prasadam. We will first of all satisfy Krishna, then we will take the remnants of that. Okay. Okay, then we discussed about one important thing, that is what, mukti. Mukti means what? Liberation. So what does liberation mean? What is liberation?
Going back to Godhead, like never taking birth again.
Correct. That is liberation. Perfect.
Getting free from all the material desires.
Wonderful. That is also liberation. Correct. But there is a basis for all of that. Liberation actually, it doesn't mean that only after you go back to Godhead, then only the liberation will start. Right here and now, you can be liberated.
Yeah, it's like whatever you do won't be considered as sin. Like if you do any, it will be under the name of Krishna.
Yeah, but okay. What is the basis of that? Whatever you do, for doing, there has to be some basis. What is the foundation of that? The foundation of that is nothing but your consciousness.
Okay.
So your mukti means actually the liberation from contaminated consciousness and situated in the pure consciousness is called mukti. So you get liberated from the contaminated consciousness in the material world. Okay. And you are situated in the pure consciousness.
Prabhu, is mukti liberation means are you going back to Krishna, or is it like going into that effulgence, the light? Remember you said that.
Yeah, I'll come there. Okay, because that is also a mukti, but that mukti no one will, because that is anyway you're going back. You're not going back home, back to Godhead. You're going and joining into the Brahma Jyoti.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also a mukti, but that mukti is not desirable by the Vaishnavas. Because there are no actions there. You simply sit there and be part of that. So the person gets bored and he comes back to the material world. Again, he does all the philanthropic work and finally he goes back to Godhead. So that route is also there. I think when we are going through the Bhagavad Gita, I'll show you that verse. Okay. So purified consciousness means what? The actions will be devoted to the will of Krishna. And all your actions, that means what? Your actions are in accordance with whom?
In accordance with Krishna.
Correct. Your actions are in accordance with Krishna.
Prabhuji, if somebody does lot of mistakes and then after a few days, when they get into Krishna consciousness, will all the mistakes and the people who suffered because of the mistakes done by the person will be forgiven?
Definitely. I will show you that. I'll show you. I'll come there. Yeah, I'll show you. You'll see this. Oh, why did I? Let me show the Veda this. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shuchaha. Okay. Krishna is saying, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Ma shuchaha, do not fear. Okay, not just coming to Krishna consciousness. That means if you surrender to Krishna, see, once you should understand what do you mean by surrendering to Krishna. When you surrender to Krishna, you will no more commit any aparadha, any offenses. You will no more commit any sins. Your life will be purified. Your consciousness will be purified. Should be purified. That is what means surrenderance. Not that, in the church, what is that called? They say confession. No, today they will go, they will confess. That in the weekend they'll confess. Next the whole week they'll perform all the nonsense, and again Sunday they will come and confess. No.
Prabhu, one quick question. So surrender, is it like telling to Krishna that I'm surrendering unto you, or showing it through the actions? What does surrender mean?
Showing through actions. See, when you surrender, suppose, okay, now you see there'll be war, right, between the two countries. When there is a war, you know, what is it? That Pearl Harbor War, maybe in USA there was a Pearl Harbor War. So there was a war between what? US and which country?
Japan.
Japan. So after they dropped the nuclear bomb, what did Japan do?
They surrendered, like put down their weapons and everything, and they.
And you know what surrender they mentioned? Unconditionally we surrender unto you. They use that word, unconditional. That means whatever the US says, now this Japan has to follow. So when our enemies, or when some superior, when they when they capture us, or when they make us surrender, what happens? Then the police comes and catches a thief. The thief surrenders. Then what is the actions of the thief is? Does he go back and do the stealing again? He's surrendering. He's put into jail. He surrenders. Then whatever his actions are is as per the constitution or as per the law. Because once he's put into the jail, then there is nothing. No, he has to perform the whatever he has to do in the jail. That's only he will do. Now the answer for you, Mataji. So in the prison, right? Sometimes on the Independence Day in India, or sometimes Republic Day, the chief minister or the prime minister or the president, he comes there and at his free will, he says that I'm releasing such and such prisoner. He has shown very good conduct. So on this day of Independence Day, I'm giving him the independence. At that time, nobody can question.
Okay.
Right? Similarly, here also, Krishna is a supreme Lord. He is not under any rules and regulations of material people. He has got his free will. How we all have little free will. He has supreme free will. He can deliver anyone. And that's what I'm going to talk today also after this verse. Okay. So, but does that mean that all the people who do bad and suddenly they will come to this platform? Impossible. Krishna is not so cheap that okay, till now you perform all wrong actions and now suddenly you become a devotee. His mercy has to be there. Then only such people can change. Otherwise, why all the sinful people don't become the devotees? It is by the mercy of the pure devotees only such people can be changed. And example, you can see that Prabhupada, when he came to the US, they're all called Mlechas. Mlechas are not even considered in the 4 Varnashramas. They are outcasts. All the 4 regulative principles they used to break in the USA. Such fallen people, Prabhupada had given made them Vaishnavas, who are even higher than Brahmanas. So it is all possible by the mercy of the pure devotee. So when you say surrender to Krishna, that means you have to surrender to the devotee of Krishna. You can't approach Krishna directly. You have to approach him through his pure devotees. Because the pure devotees are the one who is going to impart the knowledge unto you. That's why I start with the prayers. Ajnana timiranthasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitamena tasmai shri gurave namaha. I have been in the darkest of the ignorance, like darkest of the regions with ignorance, and my Guru Maharaj had come with a torch of light and dissipated all my ignorance. All right. So basically, your mukti means liberation from the contaminated consciousness and being situated in the pure consciousness. Okay. All right. Then, okay, I'll stop here. Then we will go to the actual verse that we all have to study.
Oh, I just had one quick question here in this
Yes.
topic.
Mhm.
You know, when you said that when every person, like there is contaminated consciousness, right? Like when everybody thinks that I am God, who thinks that they are God? Like generally.
No, I'm the Lord of all that I survey. Not I'm God.
Like basically whatever I have, it belongs to me, and that's
Correct.
what I mean. Okay, got you.
Yeah. I'm God is even higher than that. That means it's like once you become very materially engrossed consciousness, then you will start saying, I'm God.
Okay.
But Prabhu, there are people like in some meditation, they say that you can become God. So
That is what it is. It is all bogus philosophy.
Mhm.
This is what we say. Mayavadis. Mayavadis say that.
Yeah.
You are God.
Yeah, that's what they
You
say.
are God. Then if you are God, then why are you suffering like this? Why you have to go to office and work like donkeys?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Yeah. But you know what they will answer for that? They will say, no. Right now, actually, you are God. But what happened? You are covered by Maya.
Yeah.
Then is Maya great or God great?
Yeah.
Who is great? If you are covered by Maya, if suppose, imagine you are God.
Maya will be great, right? So
then how can, then we should say Maya is the God. How can God means his Supreme Lord, right? How can Supreme Lord be covered by a Maya? He cannot.
Correct. Yeah, but they say that like every god came from meditation. They do a lot of meditation and they became God. So that's
No, not like that. See, you see, this living entities are what? Part and parcels of Supreme Lord. Okay, since we are part and parcel, so like as Prabhupada gives an example, one drop of ocean is also salty, the ocean fully is also salty. So qualitatively, we are one with the Lord. Quantitatively, we are minute and he is supreme. That is why he is supremely conscious. He is conscious of all the bodies and we are conscious of only our bodies. You can test. You pinch yourself. Will your wife cry?
No.
That means what? You are conscious of your body.
Yeah.
But Prabhu, whatever Nikhil Prabhu is saying, probably they might be talking about demigods, right?
Okay. Now, demigods, yes, that stage is like not only through meditation, through sacrifices. Okay. Even right now, like when there are 3-4 different, the Yuga Dharma is there. Remember that Yuga Dharma I went through. Where is this? Yeah, here it is. The Yuga Dharma, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, the Yuga Dharma. And I mentioned what is that? In the Satya Yuga, what is the Yuga Dharma? Is meditation. In Treta Yuga, it is by yajnas. By Dwapar Yuga, it is deity worship. In Kali Yuga, it is Harinama. Okay, so it is Kritetu. Wait, I'll show you that verse. Kritetu or Kritetur Dhyayato Vishnu. Dhyayato Vishnu. Okay. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 3rd chapter, 52nd verse. Kriteya dhyayato vishtum tretayam yajato makhaihi dvapare paricharyayan kalau tad hari kirtanat. Whatever result was obtained in Satyuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So that means, based on each of the yugas, if you have done these activities, obviously it is going to give you a result, right? Now, because of those results, you can become demigods in your next life. There's no doubt about it. After the end of after the day of like the Brahma's one day when it is over, next day when he starts again, he has to start creating all the demigods. Now at that time he will see the chart. Okay, who has the highest punya? Okay, he will become Indra. Next highest Chandra. Next highest Varuna. Like that. Now, after entire creation is dissolved, even when Brahma dies, again when the new Brahma comes, then the Lord himself will select, okay, who has the highest punya in this globe or in this Brahmanda, he will become the next Brahma. So we can become, what is that? I will show you this verse also. This is one verse. Other verse is Indra Gopam. Indra Gopam, Srimad Bhagavatam, it says. Let me bring Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Tva Indra Gopam Athavendra. I think this is from Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita 5. Brahma Samhita 554. 1 minute. Okay. Brahma Samhita. Gone. Let me do it. Brahma Samhita. Samhita. Okay. Brahma Samhita 554. Where is it? 554. Okay. This is the one. Yastva Indra Gopam Athavendra Aho Swakarma Bandhanurupa Phalabhajanam Atanoti Karmani Nirdahati Kintuja Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Translation. Translated by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Prabhupada's spiritual master. I adore the primal Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities of those who are imbued with devotion. That means those who surrender to him completely. He burns up all the fruitive activities, roots of the fruitive activities. Okay? And impartially, that means he's not partial to anyone. He ordains for each the due enjoyment of the fruits of one's activities, of all those who walk in the path of work, in accordance with the chain of their previously performed works, no less than in the case of tiny insect that bears the name of Indragopa, than that of Indra, the king of Devas. So the meaning of this verse is, see, Indra Gopam. You know what is Indra Gopam? It is the tiniest living entity, that is bacteria. Bacteria is mentioned in our scriptures. Indra Gopam is bacteria. So from that is also living entity. From that Indra Gopam to the actual Indra, you can traverse based on your karma. Karma. See, karma bandhanu rupa. Bandha means tied by karma. Again, he says, karmani nirdahati. So based on your karma, you can either become a lowest of the lowest, that is bacteria, or you can become the highest of the highest, who is Indra. So that means you have to do very good karmic activities to become Indra. And what activities you must perform? Based on your Yuga Dharma again. You can't be doing a Satya Yuga Dharma in the Kali Yuga. So based on the Kali Yuga, It is said, even if you do Hare Krishna mantra, it is-
Devotional service to Lord.
yes, devotional service to the Lord. If you do in Kali Yuga, it is same as doing great,
Harinam Sankirtana.
correct, Harinam Sankirtana, all that. It is equivalent to what? Doing meditation in Satya Yuga.
Tapasya, Prabhuji.
Tapasya. Tapasya is correct, is meditation. Austerity is tapasya.
Prabhu,
Basically, tapasya means anything which is tapaha. Tapaha means austerities. See, right now, yesterday, 3 days before, we had, what is that? Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi. And some of the devotees were even without any water. And here, Kavita Mataji, you have chanted 29 rounds. Really? So that's a tapasya. It's not an easy thing. It's an austerity.
It was really hard, Prabhu.
Oh, it was hard. Okay. Yes, it is very hard.
By the next day when I woke up, my whole body was almost shivering. I needed water so badly.
Oh, that's tapasya, Mataji. See, that is tapasya. You are very, very austere in following that. It's very good. Actually, it will purify you immensely. So that is what is tapasya. Yes, Niklesh Prabhu, you are saying something.
So Prabhu, here it's saying like you have to do Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like Lord didn't say like you have to do other things, correct? Just Mahamantra chanting is enough. Is that correct? Or
As Yuga Dharma.
yeah, as a Yuga Dharma, if you do that, that should be enough. That's what was written, right? So is it like mandate that you have to also go and distribute and all that? Did Krishna himself tell, or is it only
okay.
our-
Okay. Well, this is a good question. So when you are saying here, Krishna is saying that the Tad Hari Kirtanat, right? Tad Hari Kirtanat is a question.
Correct.
Now, here, even before you ask Hare Krishna mantra is not mentioned here. It just says Hari Kirtanat. I can do any Hari Kirtan, no?
Mm-hmm.
Then how will you answer that?
But in the synonym, it is written like Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Yeah,
right?
it's synonyms and translation. It's Prabhupada has written like that. That is okay. But in this, it's written Hari Kirtan.
So is the translation wrong, or is it like
No. The
way
translation
understanding
is
is
not
wrong?
wrong. Translation is never wrong. So the understanding is, now what is it? Kalau Tad Hari Kirtanat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Kalau Tad Hari Kirtan. In Kali Yuga, you should do Hari Kirtan. But what is Hari Kirtan in Kali? Who will tell you that?
Our spiritual master should tell.
Spiritual master. And he will say from where? From Kali Santarna Upanishad.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show that. Where is it? Gita, or did I close it? Oh, I closed it. 1 minute. Let me bring up.
So my question is like, if they do only like chanting Maha Mantra, is that enough, or that won't be enough?
No, that will be, as Prabhupada says, that will be enough. I'll tell you what. Then you should understand what do you mean by chanting of Hare Krishna.
Okay, sure.
Understand why it's not going. Okay. Okay. You see, this is Kali Santarana Upanishad. And in this, it is written, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashaka Nam, Kali Kalmashanashanam. Nataha Paratarayaha, Nataha Parataropayaha, Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Okay. Iti Shodashak Kalasya Jivasya Varana Vinashanam. It is saying this is Shodashakam means 16. the 16-word mantra, namam, the name, what it does, kala kalmasha, it will remove all, destroy. Nashana means destroy. It will destroy all the contaminations of Kali.
Mhm.
Nataha paratara upayaha. Upayaha means what? A way. There is a way, no? We say there, upayaha means this way or that way, one way. Paratara upayaha, another way. Nataha, no other. Nataha means there is no other way. In Kali Yuga, there is no other way. And he's saying, Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. This is the injunctions of all the Vedas. Sarva means all, Vedeshu means Vedas. Drishyate. All the Vedas, they finally conclude only to this mantra. Who is telling this? Brahma is telling to Narada, the supreme lord of this material universe. He's the first and foremost being, is Brahma. He is declaring that there is no other way. Nataha paratara upayaha. So that is why we say that Hare Krishna mantra. Now, when you say Kirtana, right, you should understand that word again, Kirtana, Hari Kirtana. What do you mean by Kirtan? That means we have to be devotees of the Lord first. How will we become devotees of the Lord? But how will we become devotees of the Lord?
By chanting, and following what Lord says.
By following.
Following. That is the most important. See, you know what? Ravana is also chanting the name. Is he doing the Rama, Rama, Rama? He's telling so many times. Is he doing Kirtan? We say when Ravana was there, chanting the names of Lord Rama, is he doing Kirtan?
No.
No, right? When Kamsa was thinking of Krishna all the time, do we say that he was doing Kirtan of Krishna?
No.
Then what do you mean by doing Kirtan of Krishna?
Purity of thoughts, are really surrendering to the Godhead and believing He's everything.
That is right. And who will do all that?
Devotees.
Exactly. Devotees will do that. Now, only when devotees are doing this, that is what actually Kirtan means. That means Kirtan means it is done by the devotees of the Lord. And everybody takes part, whether even a dog can take part in the Kirtan. But it is normally led by the devotees of the Lord. So, how will we become devotees then? We have to follow the instructions of the Lord. Now, who will tell us the instructions of the Lord? The pure devotee, Acharya, will tell us. Now, Acharya will make us a devotee. So, his instructions will make us the devotee. And so, what are his instructions? That you perform the sadhana every day, you distribute prasadam, you discuss this knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those, okay, teachers, I'll show you that verse. Okay. This is there. See, we just don't stop at just doing Kirtan. We do other activities, all the activities. Say what? Okay, this one is 69. Let's go to 69, verse 59, 69. This is the final. You see this very important verse. Nachatasman manushyeshu kaschinme priyakrittamaha bhavita nachame tasmad anyaha priya taro bhuvi. Meaning there is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there be one more dear. Whom is he talking about? He's talking about, in the previous verse, he says, who is that person? Ya idam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshva abhidhasyati bhaktim mayi param kritva mam evaishyati asamshayaha. He's saying, one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees. Pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. So one who explains, that means one who is preaching. One who is preaching, what is he? He's the most dearest, because in the next verse, Krishna is saying, Nachatasmin. That means, what? There is no other servant like that in the world who is more dear to me. So it is a directions of Krishna. Krishna is saying, someone who preaches this gospel, I'll be very, very pleased. Idam paramam guhyam. Guhyam means secret. Paramam, that means the most highest confidential secret. If someone is explaining, who is preaching, he is the most dearest to me. Because without explaining this, if you keep on doing Hare Krishna mantra, it will take a lot of time, because you don't have the understanding.
So Prabhuji, you're most dearest to Krishna now, right? Because you're teaching us.
Oh, no, Mataji, not yet. I know that Krishna will decide. Krishna and Prabhupada will decide whether I'm most dearest to him. We are trying, we are trying. But you say, what am I doing the 8 hours of the day? I'm working But if you see, there are like Sundar Gopal Prabhu or Tattvavit Prabhu who are in Singapore, they are 24 hours. They dedicated their lives. They are fully surrendered. They are on a much higher grade than me. Okay, all right. Niklesh Prabhu, is the question answered?
Yes, Prabhu. It's answered.
All right. So today we are almost 9:10. So I'll not go into this thing. But what we will do is, we will just read.
Prabhu, can I ask one question, Prabhu? Maybe for tomorrow's session or something.
Yes.
How did we fall down, Prabhu? Like I know
Very nice.
we say that we have fallen down from top, right? How
Correct.
did we, if we were with Krishna, how did we fall down? Is there a chance that again we'll fall down?
Okay, very good, very nice answer. Very good question, Prabhu. So, how did we fall down? So, Prabhupada explains in every book, actually, almost in every book, that we misused the position of our free will. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Misuse our free will. Okay, say why we fall down. Why we misuse our free will. Okay, but what does this mean? Misuse of free will. That means, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Choose to follow the path Godhead had decided. Godhead had suggested. Rather, we choose to do whatever we like.
Very good. Very close, Mataji. Very close. That means what? We want to be independent of Krishna. Now, how does this expand? Again, this manifests in different ways. It manifests into envious of Krishna. What does this envious of Krishna means? That means, why only Krishna should enjoy? Let me also enjoy. That consciousness we had got in the Vaikuntha, we all fell down. That is the root cause of our falling down.
So Prabhu, if that's the case, then if we go back again, there's a possibility that we'll fall down, right?
Okay, let's see that also. Okay. Let's see. I'm pulling that verse. He says in many places. Okay. Let me. Where is this? This is on. Okay. First, he says in the 10th chapter. Okay, I'm in the 10th chapter. Sorry, 8th chapter. This is a very famous verse. Many times I've quoted. 8:15. Where I say Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, no? Many times I would say this, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, that this world is a prison and it is temporary. In this verse he says, after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion, they never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Because once if we go back, that means what? We have attained the highest perfection, and those great souls, they never return. Krishna is declaring, Napnuvanti. Okay? Never. Na means never. Apnuvanti. They never attain. They never come back. Okay? Mam upetya punarjanma. They will not take, this will not happen. Punarjanma will not happen again for them. So he's saying like this here. Now, another place he's also saying, where is that? Okay, here again, here's saying, see, natad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante, tad dhama paramam mama. This is 15th chapter. He's telling about his abode, the Golok of Vrindavan. What is he saying? That supreme abode of mine, it is not illuminated by any sun or moon, nor by any fire or electricity. Okay? Those who reach it never return to this material world.
But
So,
sometimes doesn't he send his best people from Venkuta down to help us?
Yeah, I'm coming there. So, what is the point then? That means how come we fell down? But he's saying once you return, you will never fall down. That he's saying. Then how come the first of all fall down happened? This is a question. So this is just like this. Now, what he's saying is, see, we fallen down for some reason, right? But right now, what happens is the Maya teaches us so many ways. It puts on, the Maya puts us in so much of distress that when we actually come to that position of returning, going back to Godhead, we will never return. It is just like a prisoner. A criminal is there. He's put into jail. What an ideal jail should you do? That the prison must punish that criminal so much, so nicely, that when he is released, he will no more commit that offense. That is an ideal jail, right? Now, this is a supreme jail. And who is the jailer? Durga Devi herself. So she will test us very nicely. Because someone who crosses, or someone who passes her all tests, only then he or she will go back to Godhead. Now, if the same person goes back and again comes back, then that means again falls down, and that means Durga Devi has not done her service properly. That means that can never happen, because she's a devotee. She's a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, sister of Krishna. So she makes absolutely training, absolute training she will give, or that punishment she will give in a way that when that person returns, he will never come back. Okay, that means he will never get this consciousness again. Why did we all fall down? What was the reason?
We became envious of Krishna himself.
Correct. We all became envious of Krishna. We want to be independent of Krishna. So when we get purified and all that, we will understand, oh my goodness, now so much I have gone through because of my free will, misuse of my free will. I will not do that again. I have my inner experience is enough. This is what an actual criminal who comes out will think. No, I have got enough punishment. I will not do that mistake again. So we will not fall. So that's why we will not fall down. So the people who return from this material world, they never come back. This is Krishna's, what is it? He's declaring it. So he cannot be false. If he is false, then there is no meaning of this Bhagavad Gita.
But Prabhuji, we forget everything, right? Once we come, what mistakes we have done. So that's why people don't rectify and they try to do more mistakes, right? If they remember, they'll try to rectify.
Not necessarily. See, okay, yeah, I'll come there, Mataji. Just hold on to that question. Okay, I will come there. Now, I want to complete the flow. Now, how come then there are great devotees who are coming down? That means they come on the order of Krishna. Krishna sends his pure devotees to this material world so that they will go, they will save these people. They will help these people to come back to Godhead. Those people are above this material Maya. They are pure devotees. They will never forget Krishna. From their birth, they will remember Krishna. And they will not be under the influence of this Maya. They could be under the influence of Yoga Maya. There are two Mayas. One is Mahamaya and one is Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya is a spiritual Maya, which is only to the pure devotees, or whenever the Leelas of Krishna have to taken place, that time this Yoga Maya will act. So we are all reading Krishna book, right? So you will come to that point where, what is that? What is in the so many pastimes where, yeah, Balaram forgets. Not even forgets. It does. Okay, there is a Brahma Vimohana Leela. Brahma kidnaps all the boys of Krishna, all boyfriends of of Gopas of Krishna. Okay, then Krishna expands into that many Gopas and that many calves. So when he goes back for 1 year, they stay like that. And at the end of the 1 year, Balram asked, he says, my dear Krishna, there is something wrong with all of these Gopas and all of these calves. He got it from actually looking at the calves. Now, those cows have a new calf and another like a 1-year-old calf. And those calves, what do you call them? I forgot. Those calves actually, they don't give milk. They're not ready yet to give milk, but they don't drink milk from the udder of the cow. Like adolescent age of the cows. So these adolescent age of cows are drinking milk, and the cows are neglecting their newborns and giving to their previously born calf. There's something wrong. What is it? Then Krishna explains, no, Brahma did like this. So I only expanded into all of these gopas and those, 1-year-old calves also. I only expanded myself because I don't want to give any pain and I want to teach a lesson to Brahma. Then what made Balarama to not to understand that? Again, it is by the influence of Yogamaya. So under that influence of Yogamaya, they will act. But they will never forget Krishna. So that's why Prabhupada, we say, Shaktya Vaishavatara, he had told many times that he has never forgotten Krishna from his birth. So he will take care, the Lord will take care. When he sends his pure devotees from Vaikuntha to recover the fallen conditioned souls in the material world, he takes care of those devotees, pure devotees. They'll be under the influence of Yogamaya. All right. So I think, this I completed. Now, Mataji, what was your question? Kranti Mataji, you asked a question.
My question was, when people forget everything, how can they rectify and go back to Godhead? Because they try to do the same mistakes, right? Because they don't remember what they've done.
Okay. You don't have to know the mistake to rectify yourself. It is not a necessity. Okay. See, for example, in this life itself, there are two people, again, the devotees and the non-devotees, right? Now, non-devotees, even though they know that it's a mistake, they will not rectify themselves. They will never, like Ravana, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, they don't, all the demons, they never rectify. Okay, only the people who are trying advance spiritually, they try to rectify. Now, how will they rectify? Do you know what mistakes have you committed? We don't know that. See, in this life, whatever we have committed, we know. That too, we don't know every mistake that we perform. Right? Do we know? We don't know. From a childhood, we could have performed so many things. See, unknowingly, I know who is that? Actually, okay, I'll got this example. So, we have our Purvacharyas called Sanatana Goswami. So, I think it was Rupa Goswami or Sanatana Goswami, one of them. So, one of them, they are great Vaishnavas. They are Rupa Manjaris. They are the servants of Radharani in Golok Vrindavan. Okay, so they are such great devotees. What happened? They were living in Vrindavan and they are mendicants. So sometimes when they are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, they experience different leelas of Krishna. So I think one of the Goswami was, when he was chanting Hare Krishna, he envisioned some leela of Krishna and he laughed at that. At that time, there was another devotee he was going by. He was also a Babaji, a great devotee. He felt bad because he was a Babaji. Babajis are not like, they don't have opulent clothes to wear. They are all soiled clothes and all that. So that person thought that this Goswami laughed at me. So he felt bad. After that, but this Sanatana Goswami did not know. And after some time, he experienced that he's no more able to experience the same kind of a bliss when he's chanting. Then he went to his brother, Rupa Goswami, and asked, I don't know why I'm not able to experience anything. I don't know why this is happening. Then Rupa Goswami says, all right, you have to find out. I think that you might have unknowingly done an offense to a Vaishnava. Then how will I find out? Then he said, you arrange for a feast. You declare there's a grand feast. You invite every devotee in the Vrindavan. That devotee who does not come means he got offended. So he announced that there will be feast. He called everyone, but that one devotee, he got offended. He didn't come. Immediately, Sanatana Goswami went to him. He paid obeisances, asked for forgiveness, and then he got delivered. Again, he started getting that experience. So if you know what you have done, you will understand. But if you don't know, how will you do? You may not know that. No, all the mistakes that you have done in your previous life, you will not know. But one thing will be very clear. What was the root cause for doing all that mistakes in your previous life? Tell me.
Not following Krishna.
Sorry?
Not following Krishna.
Not following Krishna, or in other words, what we have discussed in today's class is, what is this? Material contaminated consciousness. Right? This is the root cause of all your sufferings. Now, if this gets purified, that means you come to purified consciousness. You're purifying your consciousness. That means if you're purifying the consciousness, what happens is you are what? You are surrendering to Krishna. And then here Krishna says, right, in Bhagavad Gita 18.68, what is it? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vrajaham tva sarvapibhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. Don't fear. Abandon all varieties, surrender unto me. If you surrender unto me, you don't worry. Ma shuchaha, I will take care. But you surrender to me. You try to you start your journey by purifying. This will not happen overnight. Slowly and slowly, it will happen. So once your contaminated consciousness is purified, then there is no more opportunity for you to commit any offenses. And Krishna will take care of all your past karma. How he will take care? When you get initiation. That's why initiation is very, very important. When you get initiation, what happens is all your past karma completely wiped out. That past karma is taken by the Guru. Guru consumes it. All your past karma, not in this life, in all the previous lives.
Prabhuji, is initiation similar to baptism in Christianity?
Baptism, I'm not sure what that is, Mataji.
Okay, they also get converted to Christianity. So I don't know completely, but I just wanted to ask.
No, I don't know, Mataji, that one. So here, when you get initiated, all your karma is burnt up. The account will become zero. In that way, you got purified.
But Prabhu, is there also a shloka which points that you have to take initiation?
Oh, so many.
So many of them.
Okay, let me show you. Initial I will show you. No. This one. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upidekshanti jnanam jnanena tattvadarshinaha. Krishna is saying, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart the knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. This is the first point. Actually, even before that, there are other verses. But here in this verses, he says, Tat vidhi pranipatena. Pranipata means by not approaching one synonym he's giving, Prabhupada is given, approaching a spiritual master. Right? We say do namaskar. When we, in our Tulsi Maharani time, worship, and during that time, we say you do, all of you please pay obeisances. When we fall on the ground, it is called pranipata. Pranipatena tad vidhi. You try to understand what is that pranipatena. You have to surrender, approach a spiritual master. Okay. Then after approaching, what you should do? Pariprashnena sevaya. You have to do service. You have to render service unto that Guru. How will you render service? By asking the submissively you ask the questions. Prashna means to ask questions, okay? Pariprashnena means to submissively ask questions. That means what? When you approach, you take initiation. And there are so many verses that spiritual master will impart the knowledge. I will show you that verse. So many places. Okay. Yes, Manush Guru Shushrusaya Bhaktya Sarvala Labdharpanena Cha Sangyena. This is, where is it? Srimad Bhagavatam SB 7.7.30. See, Guru Shushrusaya Bhaktya Sarvalabdharpanena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvararadhanena Cha Shraddhaya Tat Kathayam Cha Kirtanair Gunakarmanam Tat Padam Buruha Dhyanat Tal Linge Sharahana Dibihi. One must accept the bona fide spiritual master and render service unto him with great devotion and faith. Whatever one has in one's possession should be offered to the spiritual master, and in the association of saintly persons and devotees, one should worship the Lord, hear the glories of the Lord with faith, glorify the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord, always meditate on the Lord's lotus feet and worship the deity of the Lord strictly according to the injunctions of the Shastras and Guru. So what is it? See, Guru Shushrushaya. Guru Shushrushaya Bhaktya Sarvalabdharpane Arpanena Cha. You offer everything. Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvararadhanena Cha. One must accept the bona fide spiritual master. Then, in the Mundaka Upanishad, okay, Mundaka Upanishad, where is this verses? Now let me see. Mundaka Upanishad. 1 minute. There is a Mundaka Upanishad. Tad Vichyanarchitam will come. Let me bring that. Mundaka Upanishad 360 page. 360. 360 is what? Oh, 356. 359. Bhakti Sandarbha. Okay. 1 minute. Space. It comes in the Mundaka Upanishad. How will you see here? Let me. Tad Vijnanartham Gusa Gurmo Eva Bhikachet. Here. See. Mundaka Upanishad 1.2.12. Tad Vijnanartham Sa Gurum Eva Bhikachet. Samit Pane Shrotrim Brahmanishtam. To learn the subject, transcendental subject matter, one must approach a spiritual master. In doing so, he should carry fuel to burn and sacrifice. The symptom of a spiritual master is that he is expert in understanding the Vedic conclusion, and therefore he constantly engages in the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what? Tad Vijnanartham Sa Gurum Eva Abhigachet. You have to go. Gachet, that means to go. Abhigachet means approach submissively. To whom? Guru. And where is this knowledge coming from? Again, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4. Why you should approach them. He says that evam parampara praptam evam rajarshayo viduhu. See, evam parampara praptam. This knowledge, this knowledge of yoga is coming through this parampara, through this Guru parampara. Okay. Is it clear, Mataji? These are the verses actually.
Yes, Prabhu, this does make sense. What I want to understand is, so when you say initiation, like, and it's about taking the spiritual master, but then that also then meaning following certain rules, right? To do the Mangalarti and do 16 rounds.
Okay,
of
that
chanting.
no. See, okay, when you say initiation, 4 or 5 things are there. The 4 regulative principles you must follow:
Mhm.
no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, and chanting 16 rounds daily.
Okay.
Okay, this is the first initiation. When we say, when you come to Brahmana initiation level, then you have to wake up early, because you can't just be there and keep sleeping in the morning. No, you have to wake up also. So then when you come to Brahmana initiation level, then there'll be furthermore. You have to wake up early in the morning.
Okay.
You have to do your Gayatri.
16 rounds are needed for the first initiation.
Yes, 16 rounds, and the 4 regulative principles you must follow.
Yeah, and when you say, but see, the principle just says no meat eating, right? But then indirectly it also applies like no onion, no garlic, no.
Yeah, because
no
onion garlic is also coming from the cow.
Onion garlic is coming from the cow.
Yeah, there is a story. Prabhupada says that.
But milk is also coming from cow, right, Prabhu?
No, not from the meat. So it is mentioned that one Brahmana, he wanted to eat the flesh of the cow. Somehow he got that. So by his mantras or something, I think he was ordered. So a cow was killed or something, and he was advised to plant the bone and the flesh of the cow into the soil, and through the mantras, he invoked some mantras, and from there, from the bone came the garlic, and from the flesh came the onion. That's why you have the layers of onion like the flesh of the cow. So their roots are those. So it will be covered in the meat eating itself.
Oh, interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So, but then there is a lot of such foods like you cannot even eat bread because there's yeast in the bread.
Prabhupada has not actually advised to take yeast much. He said that not to take yeast because it cannot be offered to the deities. So, but to the photos, I think it can be offered. Now, yeast is again something like, what do you say? See, even in curd, there is a bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria, which we offer it. Because of that bacteria, only the curd is formed.
Yeah, Prabhu, I have made mint chutney and many times have offered the sandwich to God.
Yeah, that's it's okay, Mataji. It is at home, no?
So that is fine. So at least consuming bread is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Offer it, but you offer it. Okay.
Yeah.
At least
okay.
basic. This is what is a basic.
Okay.
Once you slowly go and once you advance, automatically your standards will improve.
Yeah, I mean the onion consumption it is reduced from 100% to now 30-40% already, but but it's still there,
Yeah, it is all mentioned in the Manu Samhita. Lashunam Palandum. I think that's what last time the Prabhu showed in the call also. So
yeah, right. Okay, makes sense. Need more time, Prabhu.
yeah, take your time, Mataji. Yeah. Oh, it's 9:40. I'm very sorry. I didn't even realize the time. I was totally immersed. Okay. We will just read at least first shloka. All of us will read. At least I want to have a continuation of that. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetayutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Next devotee, you can.
Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetayutsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya.
Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya.
All right, we'll stop here. We'll just. Niklesh Prabhu, you want to continue?
Yeah, Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya.
All right, we'll stop here. We'll chant Hare Krishna mantra and close the call. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thanks for joining. We'll continue tomorrow. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.